What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your homie, your friend, Arrington Gavin. Look, you are tuning in to the show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, we will be discussing of course, all things politics, because that's what we do here on this show. It's election season, so of course we're going to give it to you up front, you know, unfiltered, straight, no chaser, right? Uh, both parties has received some pretty big endorsements. Kamala Harris has received some quite influential names that has endorsed her for president of the United States. So has Donald Trump. He's received some highly uh, 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 well-known public figures that has publicly endorsed him as well. So we'll discuss a little bit of that. Also, billionaire Elon Musk, he commits to a $1 million a day giveaway to some folks who will sign a petition heading towards election season. He's already given, I believe, a couple of checks, and we're going to continue to see more. Or he's gave out more than just a couple. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Also, uh, something I coined: ignorance for profit, right? Ignorance for profit. Why? You're probably asking, Arrington, why are you bringing this up? Well, it's because there's some well-known people within media, politics, pop culture, everybody. A lot of people chooses to do ignorant things for money. So I'm gonna kind of dive deep into that conversation, if you don't mind. Also, the autopsy has been revealed of pop star Liam Payne. He was a member of the very popular award-winning group One Direction, a group that was founded by Simon Cowell. So we'll talk a little more on that as well. And also I said influencer, excuse me, influencer Brittany Renner, who's known for interesting thing, showing a comedic side of her, mainly making money off of her appearance. She's a former collegiate athlete. She's a fit, I guess you can consider a fitness model, OnlyFans kind of model. And she has now converted to Islam, and she says she has saw a huge decrease in her income since converting to Islam. So we'll talk a little bit more on that as well. So much to impact within this hour, my friends. Do me a favor, as I mentioned, always follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram page is the Arrington Gavin Show. Very simple, as well as on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can also tune into new episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. on our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can also tune into our show via podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, Apple, you name it, Odyssey, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. All you have to do is just type in our Smooth Club Media, and you will find us there. Also, you can stream the show on Rumble and on YouTube. So multiple ways you can tune into the show, my friends. You can watch us from all different devices, and we just want to continue to grow our platform and just get the message across, right? Because all this is a conversation, but we want to make sure we give you great content, great informative content, not this BS stuff that you get from other platforms and other outlets. We want to keep it to you again straight, and it's just a conversation. So I want to have you be a part of this conversation. So again, I truly thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. We also have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at, excuse me, I just literally scarfed a bunch of food before I came on the show. Our friends over at Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth is their slogan. They are an all-natural men's grooming line that offers 17 scented beard balms, beard oils, conditioner shampoos, everything you need to help enhance your beard care needs. All right. So whether if it's you have a beard, mustache, goatee, you name it. Look, our facial hair is the magnet to bacteria and grease. So it's always key that you have a great product to help take care of that facial hair. So I highly recommend Rugged Evolution Beard Care. For more information about them, you can visit them at their website, www.ruggedevo.com. Again, that's www.ruggedevo.com. All right, my friends, look, we will take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day, and then we're going to get going with some conversation. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, let's get it going with our fun fact of the day. Did you guys know that our former president, Abraham Lincoln, you know, the guy on the penny, um, he was a champion wrestler and also a licensed bartender. So the man obviously he can kick ass when he wants to, and he can also make a damn good drink. Sounds like my kind of president. So that was our fun fact. That's all I got for you. So if you ever, for all your historians out there, you probably already knew that, but I mean, I know I didn't. I didn't know he was a licensed bartender. I thought about actually getting my license, or at least getting experience behind the bar. A buddy of mine who does stand up full time, funny dude. His name is Derek Brooks. He had posted on his shot. Matter of fact, follow him on his socials, by the way, Derek Brooks. He posted on his socials that he is now like I think a licensed bartender now, and he's doing all the tricks with the bottles and flipping it up behind the back and all this. I'm like, oh snap. So yeah, it's always been something I wouldn't mind doing. My wife and I, we always like to experience, especially my wife, she likes to experience with cocktails, and because we have a nice little setup at the house. And so yeah, she does a lot. She'll do a lot, and her drinks come out pretty sharp, because mine come out like, okay, Andrew, you just here trying to get drunk. Like, I'm a simple guy. I'm a whiskey, maybe put a splash of ginger. That's my. I really don't know when it comes to great mixers and all that jazz. When I was in college, of course, I had no filter. The main objective was to get drunk. To get what face. I can't say it on air, but we just wanted to have a good time. I mean, we didn't care about all the mixing and all that other crap, so we just had a good time. But I don't recommend you all to do that. That was the heathen side of me. That was a very young and naive and very stupid Arrington Gavin. I'm grown, and I make better decisions and better life choices now. I've learned my lesson, and my lesson is, boy, you better stop acting like you're young again, because you're not that young, especially when it comes to trying to party hard like you're in college. So I just had to mention that little story with y'all. But let me digress from that, my friends. I want to move on to let's see here. Last last conversation, it's kind of like a part one, part two. It's still stuck on me, and I want to talk a little bit about it today. The Democratic Party and black men, right? There's some weird theme going on, discussion that men are leaving the Democratic Party, voting for Trump. Black men specifically. Personally, I think that the reason behind some of this stuff is the fact that black men are frustrated. Black men are pissed. All right. Promise, you try. There's no way in hell that the Republican Party can really gravitate to all of black voters. Because look, let's be honest. There's a minority. There's a selected, a small number of African Americans that are in the Republican Party on higher levels, whether it's in Congress and Senate, because it's a party that has never ever been gravitated to uh black community. Now maybe back then, back you go years and years ago, because old black men, conservatives, okay, let's be honest, it's the black community. You have your conservatives, we still do. But I think the new age, right? When years pass on, it starts to move away, and the Democratic Party begins to be that party that at least they will listen to us. They will give us the opportunity. They will really try their hardest. They do their hardest to pass on laws that will show more equality to people of color than a Republican Party. Now it's starting to be a new age of spin, because you have a lot of previous officials that were elected that obviously has not satisfied all black men, right? And when it comes to, there's business owners, there's entrepreneurs in the black community. There's black men that want to talk about taxes, and they lean towards the Republican Party because the Republican Party is always, they're still going to be the party of money, right? Of wealth. That's where if you want to talk money, finance, Republican Party is where you want to go. But if you want to talk about more social issues, then Democratic Party is what you want to lean more, right? That's what we've always seen on outlets on TV. That's what we've heard in conversations, and vice versa. So there's the question is like, well, why is it larger numbers of African American men going to the Republican Party or going to Trump? Is it some that they feel this, male bravado, like they feel like demasculinized in the Democratic Party? Is that what it is? Which I think that's hilarious, because now that you have a female that is leading the pack in the Democratic Party that a lot of people are standing behind, that doesn't take away your masculinity. Okay, standing behind a woman, in my opinion, fellas, and I don't care what y'all think about this, we have always stood by women, and women has always led the pack. Okay, we stood behind our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, people that always had our back, regardless, that had multiple hands. You hear me? Multiple hats. So I'm really sick and tired of hearing men talking about why they will never, or why they can't vote for women, for one, and why they're not backing Kamala Harris, in my opinion, because I think it's very interesting of the attraction that Donald Trump gives. Okay, or if there's people that still to this day is like, I'm still undecided. What are you undecided for? Like, what is there to choose from? Look, you've seen record numbers of GOP leaders. All right, like I was just read the other day, um, 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 Gerald Ford, excuse me, former president, who was, I think, elected. He was our like 34th president, 34th, 38th president elected. Gerald Ford's daughter just endorsed Kamala Harris, right? Gerald Ford was a Republican. John McCain's son, if I'm not mistaken, I just heard Senator Kelly out of Arizona just say that McCain's son is backing Kamala Harris. She's on a freaking a campaign tour as we speak with Liz Cheney, Wyoming, former Republican Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Okay, her father Dick Cheney, former vice president, he's endorsed. Like when you see the outpouring number of conservatives that is voting for the very first time for a Democrat, doesn't that kind of wake you up a little bit? That's just my opinion. But anyway, back to this about Democratic Party and black men. The question is, Why is it that black men feel betrayed? Why is it that black men are leaving the Democratic Party? Excuse me. Now, I'll be honest. The Democrats' message sucks. They've never talked about accomplishments as much as they do the reason why you shouldn't vote for their opponent. They don't talk about their accomplishments as much as they should. And I think if they continue to repeat that, that will gravitate more, or that will, excuse me, that will keep a lot of the black men that they already have rather than having them leave. Right? Men are feeling betrayed. Men are feeling like a lot of promises haven't been met, and we're giving you a try. We've been voting for you for God knows how many times, and it's still the same old narrative, and we're tired. That's why they're leaving, because they're frustrated. And look, I understand. That's why I was always an unaffiliated individual. I'm still to this day unaffiliated. But through this go round, I'm voting left in a lot of positions, even on a local level. I voted for Republicans too on this local level as well, but I'm voting for mostly Democratic candidates in this level, because again, you're talking about the Republican Party. That's the party of MAGA, and MAGA I can't stand by. I can't personally. But at the end of the day, my friends, you have to look at your core values. You have to look at exactly, do you want to be ticked off the whole time? Because best believe, you not voting is still a choice that you're doing. And that choice will still affect you in the long run. So you have to make a decision between the two. And don't give me the whole you can't stand by a woman, because that's BS in my opinion. If you feel betrayed, voice those opinions, voice those to your local leaders, and get involved, man. Get involved. Again, your voice is your vote. So if you choose to go with the guy that has never paid you any mind whatsoever, because he says that he's poured so much into the black community, which I think is laughable again. But again, do your own research, my friends. Do your own research. I'm not going to talk anymore too much about this but I do want to play you this soundbite real quick, and then we will move on to our next story. Give me a second. Is this it right here? I think this is. No, that's not it. That's not what I want. That's not what I want here. Oh, here's the video right here. So this was recently a conversation that conservative commentator, conservative radio host too, Shelley Winter, host of the Shelley Winter Show, again, conservative talk radio host. I like Shelley. Shelley's we don't agree at all with things, but at the end of the day, he is someone that is always willing to speak with people on opposing sides. I've seen him many times on Roland Martin's Unfiltered. He's done a lot of segments with Dr. Rashad Ritchie where they go head to head. Like, Shelley ain't scared now. He speaks on some off the wall stuff, I'll be honest, but he ain't scared. And he's a supporter of Trump. So recently he was on CNN's News Central, and here's what he had to say on the reason why there's a lot of black men that are at least leaning, or black supporters leaning towards Donald Trump. Let me play this soundbite, and I will meet you guys on the other side.
Look, let me boil this election down in the African American community to a very simple. I'll reference the great Malcolm X. This race is between House African Americans and field African Americans, and the field African Americans are going for Donald Trump. I'm talking about your men. I'm talking about your men who build, your men who put things together, your men who work with their hands, your men who do things, not the men who push paper, or the men who are connected to power and want to continue to be connected to power.
Are you denigrating African American men who are professionals who work in white collar jobs? Is that what I'm hearing from you? Or
no?
I'm just trying to understand, is Shelley the House one or the field woman? I'm just trying to understand that part. I'm just trying to understand. We have someone who's spitting. I'm just trying to understand the one that's spitting talking points right now. Are you?
Look, let me boil this election down.
So again, people that, especially black men that are backing Donald Trump, what kind of answer is that? This is between the field slaves and the house slaves. That's what it. Yeah, yes. What? Are you kidding me? You gotta do better, Shelley. You gotta do better. But see, here's the thing: when it comes to conservative talk radio, that's what they love to see. That's why they give this man a job. That's why you ever realize that it pays more to see black conservatives, especially talking like this. I mean, you got your Larry Elders, you got your Shelley Winter, you have your Leo Terrell, you got your I've already said Larry Elder. Jason Whitlock, which my gosh, I'll talk about him a little later on the show. But there is no reason. What is the prime reason? Again, what is the prime reason? And he's not helping the campaign. Again, the whole campaign really for the Trump side, in my opinion, is crumbling. But he has his core base that will follow him, whatever. What I've thought about, right? Something that I've caught on is people who support Donald Trump. They're people that want to be entertained. They're not people that don't take law serious. That don't take key issues within our society serious. They just want to be entertained. It's an entertainment show for them. It's a reality show. That's all it is. Literally, this guy not too long ago was speaking at a rally talking about the private literally the size of Arnold Palmer's man parts in one of his rallies. Are you kidding me, dude? Yet we're talking about people living paycheck to paycheck, seeing what is going to be your policy. What is your some of your key issues that you're going to be fighting for once elected in office? Because remember, he has concepts of a plan, but he don't have a plan. But yet he knows he has a plan to share a story about a dude's junk size in a crowd. People are just It's all about entertainment, folks. It is all about entertainment. As I digress from that, this is a perfect way to lean on something I called ignorance for profit. Ignorance for profit. And you're probably saying, Arrington, what do you mean by ignorance for profit? So let me bring on this soundbite. This is another conservative talker, Jason Whitlock, former sports journalist. We've seen him many times previously on ESPN. He was on Fox Sports 1 for quite some years, and then he had left Fox Sports, went on to sign with Blaze TV, which is their founder, Glenn Beck, another conservative commentator, well-known conservative talker, Blaze TV, and he hosts a show now called what is it called? It's called actually, I forgot what it's called, but it's Jason Whitlock. I'm and I think that's a sign from God that, oh, thank God you forgot the name of that show. It's all it is a black man bashing black people. That is literally what he's paid to do, and that's what he's been doing for quite some years. And it's quite hysterical because he doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Let me play this soundbite because he's explaining his frustration on DEI and how the NFL is glorifying DEI in this commercial. Let me play this soundbite and then I'll give you my take on this whole thing. Again, ignorance for profit, my friend. Ignorance for profit.
I didn't know if that was an all-black thing because haven't they made a big deal about that before, where they take a group photo and they'll say first female.
Oh, we got the picture. Throw out the picture.
Right.
Yeah, they celebrated this in 2023, just last season. All black crew. They didn't do that. Say, hey, this is the best crew. They said this is an all black crew. That's not about merit. That's about the NFL. Troy Vincent and the NFL trying to make a statement. Look at us diverse. And so when I watched the game, they've undermined their own black officials and made people suspicious of them. Instead of thinking like, hey, these are the best officials and they earned their way up, they've turned it into a DEI commercial. And it ran across my mind last night. 4 to 5 of those reps last night were black. They kept huddling up, and it ran across my mind. Did they earn it, or are they here because they're easy to control and they can get in their ear and say, hey, throw that flag, do this, do that. You know, you didn't earn it.
I didn't know if that was an all black thing.
Y'all, literally, this man just said it runs through my mind. Did this black person earn this position, or was he just hired because he's black and because he's easy to this and that? Like, wow. First of all, sir, Mr. Whitlock, they wouldn't have put up an image of an all black ref staff. Why? Because it never happened. It never happened. It is a first time thing that has occurred in the NFL. All right. And I don't even care if it was the first thing. It could have been the 10th or 20th thing. To me, that's narrative that you should always continue to spread, because guess what? It could happen for an all black a group of officials. It can happen with an all Asian American group of officials. It can happen with all Hispanic. Growth, y'all. Growth. You want to continue to share a narrative that can help inspire the youth and the next up and coming. If they see stuff that, I never realized this. Why do you think at some points people love, especially black people, love the city of Atlanta? Why? Black Hollywood. It's the only city that has an all black owned movie studio. Black owned by Tyler Perry. He has films that are not just black films. He has films that are like the Transformers. I think hosted. Not hosted. They use one of his studios to do their films. I mean, it's moments like that. It's stories like that. That's the narrative that you want to continue to spread out, because guess what? I have nieces and nephews. They're much older. They're all in college except for one. She's still in high school. You want to continue to share stories, the fact that, hey, look, it is possible in order to achieve this. It is possible to do. It's possible to become a female referee in a male dominant sport. All right. Like, I think it's so funny. And the guy that's his co-host or whatever, looks like he's living in his basement. Doesn't have a life with this guy with freaking, is that peach blonde hair? I don't know. It's whatever. I don't know who he is. They're a bunch of rejects that were let go from ESPN from higher corporate positions, and they said, well, you know what? I have more time on my hands. I can do what I want. I'm going independent. That's right. I didn't need them. No. Yes, got fired. Okay. Nobody wants you guys. You guys suck at your job. Okay. If we don't recall, look up the video of when Stephen A. Smith laid it in to Jason Whitlock. All right. Jason, I'm sorry, this man looks so sad. Like, he needs a hug. He literally looks like he needs a hug. Like, every time this man looks like he just got chewed into a new one, and he is literally just always like, welcome to, like, he just looks so Debbie Downer. Like, I don't understand. But again, my friends, this is a prime example of ignorance for profit. Ignorance for profit. There's other names I can mention, but this is just a perfect example, because when I saw this clip, I'm like, I have to speak on it here on the show. It really irritated me, and it broke my heart. It really did. It really frustrated me, and yeah, it was disgusting. It was flat out disgusting. The fact of the matter is, this man would do anything for the almighty dollar, and that's all that it is, my friends. That is all that it is, and that continues on, with other, in fields and industry. That's not just in politics. That can occur in sports. That can occur in entertainment. I mean, come on. I'm one of the biggest haters, not haters, but I cannot stand reality television. I think it's because all it is just trashy television where you see grown people fight, argue over nonsense stuff. Oh, what, especially, oh my gosh, Love and Hip Hop series, Zeus. And I don't like it. I don't like it. But guess what? It makes them money, and that's all they care about is the money. Alrighty. They love making that money. So they'll do whatever they can. They will act a fool. They will act out of their character, knowing that they weren't raised like that. But it's all about the almighty dollar. It's all about the almighty dollar, my friends. Um, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but hey, that's the world we live in. But I hope that you all are not like that. I hope that you all got some sense, and y'all know that not everything can make you, it has a price tag on it, especially when they want you to act out of character. It's not worth it, y'all. It is not worth. Well, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's like, everybody got, but y'all do have a number. Y'all do have a number, right? Everybody's like, now, Arrington, you doing a lot of talking now, but if someone dropped a stack on your table right now, if someone dropped the easy, maybe like 7, maybe 8 figures, what would you do for 8 figures? I would say no, not me, no sir. No, I will, nope. Here, take your money. I will never do that. Okay, wait. I'll be like, let me think on it. Let me pray on it, and I'll get back to you. I gotta feel that check. I gotta feel that check. I never had that kind of money before in my life. Anyway, my friends, look, we will be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So don't go anywhere. And do me a favor, do not change that dial. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, next up, we're going to be talking about the pop star Liam Payne. Liam Payne is one of the founding members of the very popular pop group called One Direction. That's the group, if you can recall, Harry Styles was a member in. It was a group that was founded by Simon Cowell. I believe they were on the X Factor Britain, if I'm not mistaken. I know they were a singing group that was founded by Simon Cowell, and they became very, very successful, especially in the States. And we end up seeing a lot of them becoming successful in their own right, going, doing solo acts and in other endeavors. So they became extremely popular. But it's sad to say recently Liam Payne had died at the age of 33 years old. He had passed away from a falling from his balcony, 3-story balcony in Buenos Aires. And they were saying, what was what occurred, what happened? They later went on to say it was it wasn't, he wasn't pushed, it was suicide. Then they went on to say that they found drugs and a lot of empty alcohol bottles, and it is now starting to be brought up that he had been going through addiction, and he was also under the influence when he had fallen and could possibly be under like an hallucination state when he fell to his death. Autopsy had just been brought up. This reported by TMZ that they had found something called pink cocaine in his system. Pink cocaine, y'all. Extremely talented individual. The group, it was during my childhood. One Direction, everybody, all the ladies loved One Direction. I mean, you're talking about, you had, the Justin Bieber, there was the Wanted, and then you had One Direction, and you almost kind of, it's funny because I feel like as a youth, it was almost like, and not even a youth, because I forgot which age I was when they first had well, yeah, no, it was during my youth years. At that time, you had either the Wanted or One Direction, sort of like how the 90s and 2000s had NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, right? You had so many boy bands. I mean, what, 98 Degrees? You had, there's countless of bands. I can't name them all, but you had so many boy band groups. But yeah, you had the Wanted and you had One Direction, and One Direction kept on, in my opinion, climbing the charts more than the Wanted. And they end up succeeding a lot longer, until they started to go their separate ways. And it's sad because you did not hear too much about, and excuse me, Liam Payne was 31 years old. Correction, now he was not 33, he was 31 years old. And it has been said, this is, now I'm reading this off of USA Today. It said it was later confirmed that the singer's preliminary autopsy report stated that he died from multiple injuries involving internal and external hemorrhage. He suffered multiple traumas. The contribute to his death, according to report. As fans mourn, yeah, and then obviously, I mean, that's what he suffered when he had fallen. But they said they did find this substance in his systems, and y'all, I just wanted to bring this up because yet again, another young soul that had so much life left, so much more to give to this earth. Entertainment is it's a lot, especially on somebody very, very young. We see it a lot, in hip hop, with a lot of individuals passing due to overdosing, and they don't even make 35. They do not even make 35 years old. And it's extremely unfortunate. Y'all, if y'all know anybody, please, seek the help that they need. Please seek help, because it is so unfortunate. We cannot continue to hear and read more stories like this. We just cannot. We cannot. Again, addiction is it's disgusting. Addiction, and that is it can, it can consist in drug addiction, alcohol addiction, food addiction. There's addiction in so much things, y'all. When you see a person that is in need for help, please, especially if you know them personally. But this is just so unfortunate. Let me play you this TMZ, I believe this is from TMZ. They end up catching up with Lamar Odom, former NBA player, former NBA Finals champion Lamar Odom, who was very public about his addiction. I mean, this man almost didn't make it. Let's not remember the story when he was found unresponsive at a brothel in Vegas, and he was on life support for some days, y'all. Like, it was really, really that bad. This man is very blessed to still be here, and since then he's been doing great things. Since then, he has started, I think he he opened up his own rehabilitation center for others that go through addictions as well. So let me play the soundbite for you, and we'll talk again a little later on.
The toxicology reports came in for Liam Payne. It said that he had pink cocaine in his system.
Tootsie is what they call that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you ever used that?
Think so.
Yeah?
I've done a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed of, because it's my testimony.
He had crack in his system.
Oh, crack, he was really scoring. Where was he at?
He was in Argentina.
Wow.
So he had some sort of crystal meth, Argentina's version of crystal meth. He had crack, pink cocaine.
Well, did he have he had a drug problem, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, he said he was sober, but a lot of So basically, like the way that he came to his fatal death, people aren't sure if he fell because of the drugs that he was on. What kind of experience have you had with crack and like pink cocaine?
Drugs could cause you to hallucinate.
Yeah.
And if he was in a hallucination state, then who knows what would happen.
Has that happened to you? Have you experienced that?
I've heard voices before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Have you ever gotten a sense of paranoia or anything like that? Or people chasing you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Could you understand?
Especially with with the unforbidden, which is crack.
Yeah,
that could really drive you up a wall.
Could you sort of see how those drugs in his system might lead him to a fall like that?
I mean, to death, I don't know, because I was always strong enough to.
So I didn't want to play too much, but that was just a little bit of because the clip is about 3 minutes. I wasn't going to play the full thing for you guys, but one thing, and I do respect, because at first I'm like, God dang, was this man had a full on, he had other things besides talking about drugs, but I understand, especially the journalistic thing to ask, because he's a public figure and an advocate now for people that suffer through addiction. So I think it was great questioning from the reporter from TMZ to ask Lamar Odom that. And again, he said it himself, he's like he fought the the hallucination thing. Like he heard voices, but again, obviously it was a different outcome for Liam Payne. So once again, I just wanted to follow you up with this, y'all. Please, if you know anybody that suffers through addiction, if you are going through addiction yourself, please seek help. Please seek help. I'm a believer of Christ. The first place you can go to is the church. The first place you can go to is the church. And the church has so many avenues from there. Of course, contact your just that person that you can trust. Really, you have to speak out. You can't keep it private. And if you know somebody that is going through it, y'all, please help them out. Have them seek help. Because it is it's a monster out here. It's taking a lot of young people out, and we want to continue to put an end to that. Let's see, what do I have next for you guys? Let's go ahead and move on to some interesting some new endorsements that former President Trump has received, y'all. So recently Donald Trump has received some endorsement by black people. By black influential names. So the first person that I want to bring up is, and I've spoken to him about him before, it was Antonio Brown. So I will play a sound bite from when Antonio Brown, former NFL star Antonio Brown, head case, because he was a head case. I mean, this guy is he's just an interesting guy. He's an interesting guy. And he's also I believe he was a convicted felon as well too. So some, him and Donald Trump have in common. They was in Pennsylvania not too long ago, and he brought up Antonio Brown as well as a teammate of his, Le'Veon Bell, which Le'Veon Bell, by the way, wore a shirt, which I think was extremely appropriate, that said Trump over the tramp. Trump over the tramp. And the tramp, he's just he's describing as the tramp being Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. Now here's the funny thing, y'all. Le'Veon Bell, to call a female a tramp is funny coming from him, because this man has like 7 kids by 6 different women. All right. So I think, sir, you are not qualified to call anybody a tramp. Okay. So you are that already tells you how he respects women. Let's just keep it real. That just shows you. So again, you have this guy who's publicly endorsing Trump, but why? Why? Again, I go back to what I talked about earlier: ignorance for profit. because I'm sorry, if they think that these guys are going to help you gain the black vote, is quite disrespectful to the black community. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Antonio Brown is a person that we are not proud of. Okay, Le'Veon Bell is a person that we are not proud of. All right, not all skin folk is kinfolk. All right, Antonio Brown is one of those people. Let me go ahead and find that soundbite when he spoke at Antonio Brown. That is when he spoke at his most recent rally. Let me feel okay. Here we go. Hold that thought, ladies and gents, and I'm gonna find that clip for you all.
The MAGA coin, and the greatest president coin going, a MAGA coin. Have you guys ever seen a MAGA movie? Make some noise if you've seen the MAGA movie. Shout out to the MAGA coin, and the greatest president coin. But before I get too deep in my speech, I want to say, I know the media is going to call me crazy, me and Trump crazy for having me speaking here. But I want to make this clear. We are not. They are.
Whew. I can't listen to this. I can't listen to it. You ever watch a MAGA movie? This is a MAGA movie. This is a MAGA movie. They might call us crazy, but they are. They are. Oh my gosh, it was torture. Oh, it was so much to watch, man. It was so sad. That's too many head injuries. That's too many head injuries. He's not the only one though. He's not the only one that has openly endorsed President Trump. Influencer Alexis Sky, if she shares why she's voting. She was recently on a interview on a radio station. Let me play a little bit from her soundbite, and then I will also meet you guys on the other end from there.
But I'm voting for Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right to the point.
Let's talk about
voting for Trump.
What's the energy behind it? What's the thought process
I just feel like when Trump was around, I just feel like things were different. But people have their opinion on him. I do think that Trump could be a little extra, but he gets the job done.
So do you have conversations with your friends about politics?
All my friends are voting for Trump. I feel like the younger generation, Trump has a lock.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, because it was more money flowing for us.
So what do you think is the reason why people aren't voting?
I think people talk about it like they want Trump, but some people are lazy and they don't want to get up and go vote, which voting does matter because people don't realize if you don't go vote, there's a chance that the other person can win. So get up and go vote because it's super important. If you want Trump to win, go vote for him. If you want the other one to win, then go vote for her.
Like, and again, black women. She's saying if you want the other one to win, you can't. Like, she's not even acknowledging her name. Now she's saying it was more cash flowing in when Trump was in office. Again, here's how we got to keep on educating people. You do realize Trump inherited an already good economy. All right. By a gentleman by the name of Barack Obama. So that's one thing. Also, Trump had a majority Democratic, if I'm not mistaken, a Democratic House and Senate. Hence why when he was in office, who was Speaker of the House? Nancy Pelosi. So a lot of those bills that were happening, look, that was coming from House and Congress. So all that money that you keep on saying, oh, the market was a lot better. It was definitely more cash. Guess what? Those are the Dems. I was making it happen. So, but hey, money over everything. Once again, ignorance for profit. People people, especially the whole factor she's saying, young people are really gravitate for Trump. Why? Again, is because he's entertaining, because he says some off the wall stuff and he's humor. Because I guarantee you, I don't see a lot of black people, young black people, leaning towards Trump. So I don't know who she's hanging out with. Maybe she's hanging out with Amber Rose, another confused individual. You know, the one with the tattoo on her forehead. Again, I can't. And another endorsement that Trump has received, and then I'll move on. Michael Harry O. Harris. He's one of the founding members of Death Row Records. He also has publicly endorsed Donald Trump, but it's a reason behind it. So, says here that the former president granted Harris clemency in 2021 after he spent 33 years in prison on drug charges. Harris since has focused on Black empowerment and social activism. Perfect. That's a great thing. He's founded a nonprofit organization called Community First. Harris's organization posted a screenshot of Trump's Truth Social post praising Harris into its Instagram account. It says he currently is working hard to support and build on what my administration did for Black Americans. I'm sorry, and I can't say it, but Trump ain't do a damn thing for Black Americans. I'm sorry, y'all. He didn't. It's completely false. Don't, and please, I'll wait, because if y'all go up with the whole he gave so much money to HBCUs, well, guess who gave literally $16 million more? Maybe more than that. I just that's the number I came up in my head, but I know they gave a crap ton more. I believe it was around 16 million more. Like what? Like I don't understand. I have to. Look. Here's what I'm gonna do. When this show is over, I will have a list of things that he's done and then compare them, so that people are so gun ho. Oh, Trump is our hero. He's our savior. Oh, I love him, love him, love him. So again, Mr. Harris, he's also one of those individuals. Now, here's some more news as far as more endorsements. I had mentioned earlier, Gerald Ford's daughter publicly endorsed Kamala Harris. John McCain's son, I just recently heard that he or a relative of McCain has endorsed Kamala Harris. I believe it was the son, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was the son. Also, Jerome Bettis, NFL Hall of Famer, former running back and Super Bowl champ of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, the guys that really mean something, that stood by their team, the loyal ones that people consider heroes. Jerome Bettis, Mean Joe Green, they endorsed Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. Last time I checked, Antonio Brown, he crapped on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Likewise, Le'Veon Bell. Those guys left for the money. They didn't leave because they wanted to pursue a championship. They left for the money. When you look at real Steelers heroes like Jerome Bettis, like Mean Joe Green, those are the heroes that are standing behind somebody that they can put their trust and faith in, and that was Kamala Harris. I'm looking at my time, y'all, and I will probably have to hold off our story about Mr. Elon Musk on the next show, as well as influencer Brittany Renner. So no worries, we'll discuss those two on the next show. But before we finish off this, please continue to support the show by following us on Instagram, the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on X. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. That's the letter R and then Smooth Club Media. You can also subscribe to us on Rumble. If you are a Rumble user out there, follow us, subscribe to us. We truly appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, share. And also, what else is new? And also just make sure you get out the vote. Please, young people, you got to get out there and vote. Your vote is your voice. Please. I know it's hard, and I get tired of always repeat myself like a broken record, but y'all cannot just sit back and think that all is going to be dandy. If refusing to vote is going to win something, it's not. That's what you call giving up. And again, I've said you not voting is still a choice because it's going to be a win for one of the other of these candidates. But I personally look, I am an unaffiliated, I'm an independent. I'm not married to any party. And I'm just giving you facts and I'm giving you my honest opinion. My gut conscience cannot go with the man that consistently disrespects people's character, calls them out of their name, lies all the time. And then on top of that, doesn't give you a full reason why they're running for office and why they vote. And look, one guy's is running to try and avoid jail. All right, he's trying to avoid prison. That's literally where it's at. So here's another thing too. Why isn't that so many people from his team is leaving to endorse his opponent? You ever think about that? His own vice president is not from his last administration is not his vice president this year. Talk about a loyal person, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. His vice president said he cannot even endorse him. Now, most likely he might vote for him, but he can't endorse him. There are so many red flags, y'all, that is just I see in the Trump administration. If y'all just want if you want to protect your democracy, if you want to have peace within the society and not division, because all he has brought was division and hatred and people coming out of the woodwork thinking, oh, I can say what I want to say now. That's what I see. That's what I see. And he can never answer a full question, by the way. Whenever he's asked some, simple question, he can't give him a clear response. Why? Because he doesn't know anything. He does not. Y'all, once again, this is election season and it is so much at stake. November 5th is the big day. November 5th is the big day. So please do me a favor, get out there, vote. Bring Lottie, Dottie, and everybody out there to the polls to vote. Project 2025, read about it. That's what's at stake. Women's reproductive rights, that's what's at stake. Women having the right to choose is at stake. Can you believe that? That is at stake. So much. Now, people are always going to say economy this, economy that. Look, y'all, economy is literally is just like the stock market. It ups and downs every single time, every single day, literally. It's always new stuff happening with the economy. But please, do yourself a favor. If your kids look up to somebody and say, hey, look, this person, I highly recommend to just take notice. If the way you act, the way you present yourself in the future, who would you choose between the two? Who would you choose between the two that you want your kid to admire, to mesmerize, to be like, oh yeah, you should really set yourself up like this? Would you rather set yourself up for a person that lives in a tanning bed, probably bleaches his hair, insults people, grown adults, by the way, or would you want somebody that has literally worked themselves up the corporate ladder? College graduate. She has succeeded on the local level, the state level, and the federal level. How is this person not qualified? And then on top of that, can have a good example for your, for your daughters out there. I'm just saying, that's just me. I'm looking at the full shebang. I'm looking at the full presentation. That's just me, my friends. Y'all, it's been real. Do me a favor, tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into us via podcast, YouTube, Rumble. Again, get out there and vote, my friends. I will see you next time. Peace and blessings.